Hello, everyone, and welcome all of you to another podcast session with my friend Anil, where we are going to discuss. Today, specifically, we will discuss about Atlantis, Lemuria, and its connection with the uh, aspect of Ramayana, which is primarily followed in Hinduism. So, that will also be um, shared with all of you because I had recently channeled about it um, in one of my channeling sessions, and also Anil will present a cleansing exercise to cleanse the spine area. So, with that being said, before we begin this podcast, I would be thankful to all of you if you could just like the video because it will help to reach out to other people who may need this information. And now I welcome Anil to the podcast. Welcome, Anil.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for being a service to others in a very small way. Um, so before I start the channel, I will want to say the purpose of this podcast is to raise the understanding and the vibration of current human collective. I would encourage each entity to approach these topics with an open mind and heart, seeking to understand the deeper spiritual truths and only accept those thought forms that resonate with your inner heart, leaving behind those that do not resonate with it. So today, one of our listeners keep asking a lot of questions, and I think one of the question deserves answer. I think would help other listeners as well. And this question has been, come up quite a lot with me because generally the light beings or the sixth density beings, which Sam channels, generally quite a lot talk about, Bible and Judaism and the events in their in the Bible or in First Testament, Testaments, the Old Testaments, and even not so much of Islam, but Islam is related to Abrahamic religion in a way. So they are talking about that, but nobody really talk. They don't really actively talk about Indian deities. And the question was asked by this one listener. Why light beings do not recognize Hindu deity at all, as they don't exist in their cosmology. I think first I would like to say, I think the for everybody, I think this is absolutely not correct. There are a few reasons for this, and it will become clear as we go along in the session. It's absolutely not clear. In fact, the Hindu philosophy, I wouldn't call Hindu as a religion as such. This is from the outside perspective, people who are living through it. It is called a dharma, which does not have a translation in other language. The closest translation is a religion. So you could say that, but it is a way of life. It is a natural law. It's called Sanatak Dharma, which means the natural laws. Sanatak means natural laws. So generally, of course, there are hardliners or people who are become dogmatic in that way of lying for their own purpose to manipulate as a old religions in places. So, but a true Hindu dharma is not a religion. It does not have any fixed book or anything. It's all stories which you can learn the lesson and strive to be there, strive to follow that. So with that understanding, there was a very good session, as Sam has already mentioned. It happened on it was released on January 22, 2024, this year in January 22nd. We can put a link also so you can listen to the session itself. The Galactic Federation clearly communicated regarding the truth behind Ramayana and one of the most worshipped deity, Rama. So, as you know, if you know anything about Hindu deities, Rama, Krishna, and Shiva, I think very well known. I think three deities. Everybody knows Rama and Krishna and Shiva. And so today we to talk about Rama and the story, and then later on in the subsequent sessions we can go into Krishna and Shiva as well. This so the story of Ramayana is based on the true and real events. However, these events primarily occurred in density higher in the sub-octave than the current Earth vibration around 17,200 years ago in the Earth planetary sphere in the location named as Atlantis. So the story of Ramayana did happen during Atlantean time, 17,200 years ago on planet Earth. As you already know, at that time it was a different timeline, or which is become a different timeline. It's not a current timeline we are in. And during Atlantean time, they were in a different dimension and different density with higher third density, higher suboctave. I think this is slightly very difficult to turn this around how this timeline works, but just go along with it if you don't have that much understanding. Just understand it is a different timeline. And I think most of the user probably know now there are many timelines going and they merge together in the end. Of course, they are all merging. Right now, there are two timelines which can have, we always talk about if you are listening to Sam session, two major timelines right now where the Earth, planet Earth can become either an STS, 4 density STS planet or 4 density STO planet. That will be decided by December 21st, 2030. Although the signs are that it's going to be 4th density positive, but it is not sure until things can change if we don't follow what is needs to be done by human collective, certain actions, which obviously Sam do ask about, looking glass events, which are 72, out of which we are following, and we have to pass all the 72 tests as well. So the story goes, the Atlantis was ruled by the entity named Dashratha, who had 4 sons named as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharat, and Shatrugana. And the name of India, Bharata, comes from the third brother Bharata, Bharat, and it is assumed that India he ruled Bharata, and that's why this land is called Bharata now after Atlantis was finished. The Atlantis was peaceful and prosper at the time, and many of people were delighted and happy with their life cycle in that time period. A group of Palladian social memory complex visited Atlantis as they were on a mission to explore the universal complex and also to spread the knowledge of love and light in the location of Atlantis during this time. As you know, during the Atlantis time, multidimensional beings were living together when visiting, the planet Earth from different densities. It was commonplace. So Palladian was visiting Atlantis to explore the universal complex, as correctly mentioned. And the entity named Dashra welcomed them with the open arms and allowed them to learn, allowed them to learn whatever they wanted to learn from them. The Palladians became fascinated by the culture and tradition of the Atlantean social memory complex. A group of reptilian social memory complexes who lived in the inner earth planes at the time were not happy with the arrival of Palladian social memory complex, and able to see that Palladians were a threat to their existence and their purpose of spreading negative polarization. The reptilian social memory perceived that the Palladian were in Atlantis to spread love vibration, which will help accelerate more entities to be graduated into the positive 4 density consciousness. So in order to stop the plan, the reptilian social memory complex decided to attack Atlantis to destroy the Palladian social memory. The group of Palladian social memory complex. Um, the entity Dashtata and his son Rama, Lakshmana, Bharat, and Shatrughna knew that they had to protect their guests. They decided to fight with the reptilian social memory complex and led the army of Atlantis in a type of a defensive battle. So they were not really uh, attacking them; they were trying to defend them. As you know that defending is, if somebody is aggressive, you have the right to defend yourself. So they were defending was not aggressive. So they did not attack them as such. The battle was fierce against the reptilian social memory complex. Of course, reptilian social memory complex was from fourth density, so they were more powerful than even higher third density, higher suboctave. Dashtara and his son. And the Atlantis fought bravely alongside the energetic love vibration being transmitted from the Palladians. The reptilian social memory complex was defeated with only 25% of the reptilians survived, and the Palladians were safe in the spreading of love light in that time. The Palladian social memory complex were grateful to the Atlantis for their hospitality and bravery, and hence they decided to share their knowledge and technology of manipulation of space-time and other attributes using thought forms with the people of Atlantis. So these Palladians were, of course, also four density STO nature, and they are much more knowledgeable. So they decided to teach Atlanteans and share their technology to manipulate space-time, travel in space. As we see in story of Ramayana, there was a kind of a UFO style vehicle, Vimana, that everybody talks about, with the people of Atlantis. The Atlantis learned the vast knowledge from the Palladian social memory complex. They gained information about the stars, the planets, and also were able to learn how to use traveling through space-time. They also learn about negative polarity such as reptilian social memory complex set, and also how to defend against negative energy vibration. So, of course, this was most welcomed by Atlanteans, and they also they also learned from them as much as Palladian was learning from them, and they learn all these technology as we are learning from Ra social memory complex or from Palladian or Galactic Federation. The entity named Ravana, who were at the time the king of location named Lemuria, heard about the progress and the power of the Atlanteans and decided to collude with the reptilian social memory complex to attack Atlantis because Ravana had the vibration negative and Ravana has a vibration of jealousy. So he was suffering from the negative vibration of jealousy, and that's why he decided to attack Atlantis. So Lemuria and he colluded with a reptilian social memory complex who was already defeated and probably wanted to take a revenge, knowing how STS were. So they really took that opportunity to collude together. The Ravana had a plan to use reptilian social memory complex to conquer the planet and enslave the Atlantis. So you can see it's all STS. Because of jealousy and some desired-based imbalances, Ravana wanted to do that. The Ravana and his brother were able to defend Atlantis against the plans of Ravana and its army of negatively polarized entities. The entities were involved in a long battle. However, positive polarized Rama and his brothers bravely fought with the help of the Palladians. They were able to defeat the negatively polarized entity Ravana and its army. This was the victory which was celebrated by the people of Atlantis, a victory over Ravana and the reptilian social memory complex. Unlike the events of Abrahamic religion, the events of Ramayana happened in a different dimensional reality, much separate from the current illusion complex. The story of Ramayana is still being used in Hindu culture or Hindu Dharma as a reference to teach about positive polarization, friendship, bravery, and adventure. People who are, especially Hindu people, who probably knows this Ramayana story by heart, and they probably have seen TV series, films. Uh, I probably I can give them because I was born in that culture. I can give them a very much clear because, as you know, people in US know Lumerians is in the Shasta mountain, and like every other social memory complex, they are positively oriented people and they are negatively oriented people. Of course, in Lumerian, there were very few positively oriented people who helped Rama. The brother of Ravana had Vibhishan helped Rama in the war, and after the war, the land of Lumerian was, the Ravana made Vibhishan the ruler. And as we know that the fifth density Lumerian lives inside Shasta mountain, very, people are there. So these are the Lumerians who helped Ram at the time, who are in the fifth density in the Shasta mountain. And we already know the story we are doing is like adapted for, as a children's stories, we can see, and of course, probably more dramatic scenes. And the Palladians are shown as sages, or the Bhagwan, or who not as a Palladian from a different density or a different planet. So, and this has been culture, but the moral of the story to teach polarization, which works quite well. So I think people could now see the similarities and things this way. So anything you want to add, Sam, in this?
Yeah, just wanted to say that, like Anil was saying, like this channeling session, they had mentioned that this occurred in a different timeline. So just wanted to give my perspective of how to look at, timelines. Basically, for example, like you are listening to this session today in this timeline. So just because you are listening here doesn't mean that other people may be listening to something else. So that's a different timeline, right? So in a similar manner, we can only be aware of one particular timeline, because our consciousness currently is limited. It cannot experience different timelines. So I can only be in a linear time experience. That's why, like it seems sometimes to us that simultaneous timelines may not exist, but in fact they do exist, because many experiments, they have also found out, like quantum mechanics, they were talking about how, particles, they exist in multiple states of reality. So that shows, that multiple timelines are always present. And, it just requires us to be open, like to other reality. And like Anil shared about Atlantis and Lemuria, and it, like correlates well with what was revealed in Hindu tradition. And, that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you, Sam. And I think I want to add one thing, and I think many people people who are following Hindu tradition gets really upset and emotionally charged when people from other culture or other religion says that their gods are not real gods. They are a figment of meditation, and where Jesus is a real person, or Prophet Muhammad was a real person, whereas Hindu gods were not a real person. This is not correct. Yes, it is correct. They are not. These entities were not on the earth in the current timeline, but they were real entities in a different timelines, in different planets. And we will reveal that. I think this will come. For example, I know for sure that Shiva was a wanderer, and he was in a different timeline as a teacher, which was perceived by human collective 32,000 years ago, um, on but and it represented uh, uh, in one infinite creator. That's why we in the Hindu religion, Shiva is created as a entity, which is represent one infinite creator. But Shiva was not born on this timeline. It was not on this planet. It was some other planets. The story gets mixed up. So, so just wanted to say that there is no need to make assumption and presumptions. I think a little research would help our listeners, and you can always put the questions. And if I think it is important, we will answer them. So, saying that, we come to the next topic of our cleaning, helping some exercise to clear. We have done the grounding exercise, the first, second, how to clean your aura. Today, in that series, we're going to talk about clearing your spinal pathways. So I'll start is also very nice, and you should perform. These are very neat. Spinal pathways is also how the light flows through our chakra. The energy is flowing through our chakra from the back of the spine, from the front of the spine. So let me start that. So ground yourself, as has been previously told in the previous sessions. Pull in your aura to within 2 or 3 feet in all direction around your body, above your head, beneath your feet, to both sides of your body, and in front and in back. In the X shape you learned previously, as I have mentioned that in the previous session. Check your aura boundary colors and freshen them if necessary. So as I told you, check what color the boundaries are, and you can change the color as you feel. Of course, I like violet quite a lot, as it transmutes negative energies. Visualize the golden sun about 18 inches above your head. See it glowing radiantly. So now visualize a golden sun about 18 inches above your head. See it glowing radiantly. Direct a ray or a stream of sunlight towards your crown chakra, or in the center or of the top of your head. Make it very small trickling stream at first. This will enable it to move freely down the channel without causing a jam if the channel is clogged. Bring this small stream of golden sunlight inside your head using breath, visualization, and intent. Direct it towards the back of your spine, just beneath the occipital ridge at the base of your skull. Go slowly. Continue directing the flow of golden light, still moving slowly, all the way down to the back side of your spine, to your first chakra, or the root chakra or red ray chakra, located at the base of your spine. Allow about 10% of your energy to pour down your grounding cord, taking any blocked energy with it. So, this energy will, 10% will go down to the grounding to take the negative energy with it, which has been clogged, or basically unclogging. Anything which is clogging your spinal pathway will go down like a drainage into the earth. So you bury it there. Direct the remaining 90% of the golden sunlight slowly back up from the front of the spine. So, if you know front of the spine, I'm sorry about that. I forgot to switch off my sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay, brother.
Sorry, I break my thought patterns.
That's okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
When the light reaches,
it.
yeah. So sorry, I will say that again. Direct the remaining 90% of the golden sunlight slowly back up the front of your spine. When the light reaches your throat chakra in the center of your throat, divide into 3 equal parts, then send 2 parts down your arms and out to the palms of your hands, and the third part up and out to your crown chakra. So you can imagine when it comes to the throat chakra, it divides into 3 parts. One goes to the left arm, one goes to the right arm, one goes up to the third eye chakra. There will be a continual inpouring and outpouring of golden light through your crown area as the stream goes down and back up again. So now you can see this is a cycle which is coming on the top of your crown chakra, goes back from the back pathways to the lower root chakra, coming up through all the chakras from the front. At the throat chakra, it divides into 3 parts. 2 parts goes to your arms, coming out from the palm of the left and the palm of the right arm, and one goes to the sixth eye chakra, and then back on to the crown chakra. When you feel energy flowing smoothly out of the palm of your hands and to your crown, continue visualizing the downward stream along the back of your spine and the upward stream along the front of your spine. Each time you re-visualize this, trace the energy movement with your awareness all the way out your hands and the crown. Do this several times until it begins to feel and look natural and easy. So you need to visualize, and it should become practice, and observe how the movement of this is clear or is clogged, and slowly this will become natural to you. Now imagine a gauge with manual on automatic labels superimposed over the sun. Move the dial to automatic and allow your mind to be still and quiet. While maintaining the cosmic energy flow on automatic, bring your awareness to the bottom of your feet. Prayerfully say hello to the Gaia and Earth Mother, thanking her for all she gave to sustain your life: food, shelter, clothing, warmth, and fuel sources in cold weather, water to drink and bathe in, flowers and trees for beauty and the creation of the air we breathe, and anything else that sustains and enhances your physical life and nurtures your spirit. Now, put the running of the earth energy then tell Mother Earth that you promise to always take care of her with respect to her in every way you can. Tell her that you will only take what you need from her and give her gratitude and love in return. Find your own sincere way of expressing these things. Then ask the earth being or the earth Mother Earth to fill you with her loving and nurturing light. Open your food chakra by inhaling through them. So as you know, in the palm of our arms and the bottom of our food, there are secondary chakras, which I forgot to mention earlier. So these chakras, so there are two are coming from the hand, which we mentioned at the throat chakra. And then now there is 2 chakras, secondary chakras in the bottom of your feet. So then open your food chakras by inhaling through them and using your clear intent to receive what she gives. The energy will flow from your feet up through your legs into the first chakra, where it blends with the cosmic energy already running upwards from that point. So now you can imagine that this 2 energy which is coming from earth, coming at the lower root chakra, and then mixed with the energy which is of the sun, which is already flowing already. So this is a very nice, in and out flow, clears, which rejuvenate and revitalize you.